Hey, Bill O'Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News for Wednesday, May 10th, 2023. Stand up for your country. So turn off the television and the radio right now if you don't want fair coverage of Biden and Trump. If you don't want that, if you want to see me dissemble either or, turn it off. Not going to happen. We're going to give you fair coverage of two very intense situations. And if I'm not fair, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, name and town, of course. Tell me where I'm not fair. Okay? And it's hard for me to be fair to Joe Biden. It is very difficult for me as an American citizen to be fair to the man because I think he's doing so much harm to this country. Okay? So I'm admitting it up front. But I am going to be fair. I had a shootout with Sean Hannity on the radio today. It's on BillO'Reilly.com. Because I said, look, this is what we know and how we know it. I'm not going beyond that. All right. So Trump is going to be taken care of in our interview segment, and Biden is the subject of the Talking Points Memo. This morning, as you may know, Republicans in the House presented strong evidence of ethical violations by the Biden family. I don't believe there is two sides to the story. The evidence is powerful, damning, that Joe Biden, as vice president, used his office to allow Hunter Biden and his brother James to enrich themselves. That is an ethical violation. And it might be criminal, but we don't have the evidence of the criminality yet. It might be. This is like Watergate. You stair-step it, okay? But ethically, there's no question. So the corrupt media, CNN, MSNBC, New York Times, didn't even cover the press conference. Ignored it. The New York Times, shocking. On its website, we checked in, all throughout the day, and up until airtime, they haven't covered it. It's stunning. When you compare what they do to Trump, and this is the paper of record, sure. They ignored it like it never existed. All right, so what did we learn? The overarching charge that the GOP Grand Old Party people in the House presented was that the countries of China and Romania sent millions of dollars to companies controlled by Hunter and James Biden. They did this in a very furtive, sly way. They set up shell corporations, monies were wired all over the place, all of that. Okay? Now, why would you do that if you were doing legitimate business? You wouldn't. You wouldn't. They were trying to hide the money, Hunter and James Biden, from public view. And from the IRS, because I think Hunter Biden's going to be indicted this week, perhaps, on tax charges. Okay, they didn't pay taxes on a lot of this money. So that's established now. The House is banking records. They have wire transfer records. It's in stone. Now, who enabled all that? As Vice President Joe Biden did. We all know the flights on Air Force Two to China in particular, okay? The meetings at the White House with Hunter's cohorts in the business operations. It's just across the board, okay? It's the same thing that almost destroyed U.S. Grant in his administration. It's the same thing. Just Google U.S. Grant whiskey scandal, and it'll pop up. I'm not going to bore you with it here, but Grant, friends, circle of confidants, all got lots of money by selling whiskey illegally. And Grant had to know. He denied it, and nothing happened to Grant because they couldn't prove that Grant benefited from it, but certainly he was appointing people in position of government to make this scandal happen. It's the same thing. So Biden, as vice president, enabled this scam. And it was a scam. Hunter Biden provided no service to Romania or China. Nothing. And then there's Ukraine in the mix. There's Russia in the mix. The money was just flowing in to these shell corporations. That is unethical for a sitting vice president to enable that. Period. You all understand that? Now, criminality. The House Investigative Committee, Oversight Committee, does not have that yet. They admitted it. They said, if you're a whistleblower, come forward. It's like Watergate. Step number one, okay? The people who broke into the DNC headquarters had a link to the White House. Nixon goes, I didn't know anything about it, okay? Step number two, the links went up the chain of the White House command for Nixon, and then on and on and on and on. Okay. So this morning, the head of the Oversight Committee, James Comer, Congressman from Kentucky, said this.
In March, the committee released its first bank records memorandum that showed a Biden associate, Rob Walker, used his company to funnel money from the Chinese to various Biden family members. Democrats dismissed the evidence, even though it was based on bank records directly from the bank. The bank records show the Biden family, their associates, and their companies received over $10 million from foreign nationals and their companies. Some of that money came from a Chinese company and went to Hunter Biden's company. Other transfers occurred with the help of Rob Walker, who then sent it on to different Biden family members. This is not how lawful businesses operate.
Now, instead of the House committee doing this, the FBI should be doing this. But the FBI is not doing it as far as we know. However, there is a memo, and I'm going to get to that. So the FBI should have that press conference, and not the politicians. But because the FBI is compromised, and we all know that, there's no federal agency looking into charges of criminality. So Comer says this is not how lawful businesses operate. Okay. But Comer doesn't have the ability to charge anybody. That has to be done by the Justice Department, which is corrupt. It's just so depressing. Now, the Democrats don't want to hear any of this. They're too busy trying to destroy Donald Trump. They don't care what Biden did. But the odds are, in my estimation, that this is going to hurt Joe Biden as much as the border and the economy. This is not going away, and this is going to get worse for Biden, which is why I said almost a year ago he will not be the Democratic nominee for president in 24. You wait and see. You mark my words, we got it on tape. Because Biden himself continues to deny any wrongdoing whatsoever. Go.
Look, my son did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. I carried out the policy of the United States government in rooting out corruption in Ukraine. And that's what we should be focusing on.
Yeah, you didn't root out anything in Ukraine. You threatened them that if they investigated your son, you'd cut off federal money. That's what you did in Ukraine, Mr. President. Established on the record, not speculation. That's what you did. So today, the White House, they couldn't get a press conference going on because there was a technical issue aboard Air Force One. Check. So we don't have anything to play you today from Corinne Jean-Pierre. All right. This is unbelievable. That's the memo. The chairman of the Fed is promising more pain ahead. Last year, stocks dropped a whopping 20%. 2023 could be worse. You are right to be worried. So call the only precious metal dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. They will show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Since I've been a client and spokesperson, the price of gold has appreciated more than 35%. So please call today and they'll have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. They have thousands of satisfied customers and have the highest rating in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Please tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they will give you up to $5,000 of free silver on your first order. Please call 866-501-5201. That's 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. Again, that's 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. Let's go to the mail. Michael on a message board. Bill, I enjoyed your talking points. Liberals, progressive really do believe that they are morally superior, which is why it's pretty much impossible to have a rational debate with them. Yeah, that's a good point, but I still can talk to my liberal friends. Can't talk to them about Trump. Totally irrational, but I can talk to them about a lot of stuff. Melissa P., Wichita Falls, Texas. Bill, you're exactly right about the Dems thinking they're morally superior. I do not think this is any different than white supremacists who think they are better than other races. No, it's the same. It's the same mentality. We're better, you're lesser. So it's a good point. But there aren't very many white supremacists, as far as I can see. Ron Janofsky, Lowell, Michigan. Bill, you say the left acts out of a sense of superiority, but how can a sense of superiority explain the huge damage being done to the country? They don't see it that way. Ron, you got to understand that people don't see it that way. They think Biden, 36% of them, doing a hell of a job. They just don't see it. Nathan Sinander, Melbourne, Florida. Excellent and informative interview with former Anheuser-Busch executive Anson Frericks. I found it very interesting during the interview, the behavior of companies like BlackRock and Vanguard, and you called it extortion, which I did. Could those companies be charged with a crime? No. It's symbolic extortion. BlackRock and Vanguard and other investment where they buy stocks of companies. Well, they tell the company, we're not buying your stock unless you're woke. That's extortion, but it's not a crime. They're not taking money or things like that. William Lowens, Estero, Florida. I can't figure out the reasoning behind the soft on crime and defund the police movement. Oh, I said this before, William. Most criminals are minorities in this country, convicted criminals. That's it. So the progressive left says the justice system is unfair because they're putting minorities in prison at a much greater rate than whites. So now we have to let them all out. That's it. Simple as that. Brian Galicchio, New Braunfels, Texas, in the Hill Country. Hey, Bill, I'm not sure why Cates Law cannot be reintroduced in Congress. It can be, but with a Democratic Senate, you're never going to get it passed. So maybe Ted Cruz, maybe you write him a letter, you're one of his constituents. You say, look, if the Republicans take back Congress and have a president that's Republican, let's do Cates Law again. Remember, it was Cruz who wrote it up. Cruz and Cornyn in your state. They could do it again, but not with the Democrats controlling the Senate. Never get through. Alice, killing the mob illustrates the corruption in America. That's why China loves it. So we said yesterday, killing the mob is now on sale in China. All right. And I don't know how well it's going to do over there. I can't go over and promote it for a lot of different reasons. But it doesn't have anything to do with killing the mob. Actually makes America look good because our justice system dissembled the mafia. It still exists, but not like it was. And the bank robbers and all that took them right off the table. All right, so we got the atheism bumper stickers. They're in. They're getting sent out. We got about 5,000 orders right off the bat. You put this on your car or anything like that, and you're sticking up for religion. You're sticking up for spirituality. All right? And this atheism nothing there bumper sticker was made in response to a bumper sticker that said religion fake news that I saw on the Mass Pike. I explained all that. Now, you buy anything on BillO'Reilly.com, anything at all, you get 2 free atheism bumper stickers, and you can buy them in packs of 5 and give them out. You should go to Mass and just like put them in a collection plate. Here's my $10 and 5 atheist bumper stickers. I wonder what the priest would do with those. Now, we have great deals on Team Normal stuff. You know that. You're probably bored with me talking about it. So I'm just going to tell you, get on Team Normal. Hallie the Terror Dog, our mascot, will love you. Then when you buy Killing Legends and Killing the Mob together, there's a Team Normal stuff. It's really good stuff. I actually wearing it. The mugs are fabulous. And there's the bumper sticker. You buy Legends and the Mob together, $18. You buy Crazy Horse and the United States of Trump together, $18. Can't go any lower. These are hardback books, so get them while we have them. Word of the day, no Codswallop, C-O-D-S-W-A-L-L-O-P. Codswallop and writing to us. Back with the final thought in a moment. Hey, you would be crazy not to use AMAC's Medicare Advisory Service if you're 65 or over. AMAC's Medicare Advisory Service is the conservative alternative to radical left companies like AARP. They offer free consultations with qualified Medicare experts who can answer all your Medicare questions, and I'm sure you have plenty. Even if you're already on Medicare, contact AMAC to see if you are overpaying for your current plan. There's no cost, no obligation to change plans, and no radical left agenda. Do business with people who have the same values you do, people you can trust. Forget the TV commercials and mailings advertising Medicare services. Go with a company that not only offers you dozens of Medicare choices, but also looks out for your interests without the woke nonsense. So please visit AMAC's Medicare Advisory Service at amac.us/trust. That's amac.us/TRUST trust. Here is our final thought of the day. So tonight I'm going to be on NewsNation at 8 o'clock with Cuomo discussing the Biden stuff, and bringing some reality to that audience. NewsNation, to its credit, did cover the first part of the press conference this morning. Okay, they did. It's an honest news network. Tomorrow, I'm going to be back to cover the Trump town hall. Remember, Trump's on CNN tomorrow. And tonight, Trump's on CNN tonight. And I, of course, I'm taping it because I'll be on, at the same time Trump will be on. And I'm going to analyze it, and that'll be our lead talking points tomorrow, how Trump does in his town hall, what happens in the town hall. Then I'll go on NewsNation after we do the No Spin News. And we'll, our influence is obviously growing, that. We've taken on thousands of new premium and concierge members. We thank you all. We welcome you all, by the way. Happy to have you as members of BillO'Reilly.com. And don't forget, you get your free book. All right, and discounts for everything. So make good use of that with Mother and Father's Day coming up. Thank you very much for watching and listening to the No Spin News. We'll see you tomorrow with analysis of the Trump town hall. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.